We appreciate your patience. Know that the governor's rep is here. We can proceed forward with this public hearing. On behalf of the members of this standing committee, executive appointment and investigation, we would like to welcome Governor David M. Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Dennis Mendola's representative, Mr. John Regis, the appointee, Mr. Noel M. Calvo, elected officials, dignitaries, and members of the general public. Before we proceed forward with this public hearing, let me first introduce the member of this standing committee. To my immediate right is the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Manglonia, and next to him is Senator Manning Castro, and to my immediate left is Senator Ronnie Calvo from the island of Rhoda. And I'm the chairman of this standing committee, Senator Francisco Cruz from the island of Tinian. I would also like to announce a couple of things in the interest of informational purposes regarding code of conduct during this public hearing. Today, the members of this standing committee is conducting a public hearing on the appointment of Mr. Noel M. Calvo to serve as a board of directors of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority to represent the island of Rhoda. The public will be invited to make comments as to whether you support or oppose the appointee before us this morning. We value your input. However, any comments beyond the facts of the appointee or comments that are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained, and such comment will be removed from the record. At the same time, please observe minimum noises in disrupting this hearing process, and please turn your electronic to a silent mode. Thank you. This public hearing is now in session. Today is November 6, 2025, at approximately 10:22 in the morning here at the Mayor's Office Conference Hall, Tatatsug, Rhoda. This is a public hearing regarding the appointment of Mr. Noel M. Calvo by Governor David M. Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Dennis C. Mendola to serve as a board of directors of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority to represent the 1st Senatorial District, Rhoda. Ms. Jolene Renes-Tagobel will be assisting this committee. Mr. Ben Terelayo will be our Sergeant at Arms. Mr. Jonathan Diaz will be in charge with the IT. And we have here ladies staff, the delegation clerk, and I believe what's his name? And I believe we have the general clerk here, Hokuk, also here to assist this committee, and Mr. Jobu Moody's will be our legal counsel, and they will all serve accordingly for this hearing. At this time, I ask Ms. Jolene to please call the roll.
Senator Ronnie M. Calvo.
Present.
Senator Manny T. Castro.
Stigat.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz.
Here.
Senator Jude U. Hofstadter. Senator Karina L. Mangofnia. Senator Donald M. Manglonia.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, 4 members are present, 2 members are absent.
Thank you, Ms. Tagobel. With 4 members present, we have the necessary number to proceed this public hearing. However, the Vice President of the Senate, Senator Magofni and Senator Snyder are excused. At this time, do I hear a motion to adopt our agenda?
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
There's a motion to adopt our agenda for today's public hearing and was seconded. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. At this time, I would like to invite the governor's rep and the appointee to the podium, please. And sir, before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before I start, I'd like to thank you and your members for your patience and understanding for the delay of this public hearing. as well as to the members in the gallery. Um, I see the Honorable Member Mayor Aubrey Hokuk. It's good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, buenas Zanhofade, Chairman Francisco Q. Cruz, and honorable members of the Executive Appointments and Government Investigations Committee. For record purposes, my name is John Paul B. Regis, Special Assistant for the Administration under the Office of the Governor. On behalf of the Honorable Governor David M. Apatang and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Dennis James C. Mendiola, I thank you for the opportunity and time in conducting this public hearing, and as well as to appear before you all. Mr. Chairman and honorable members of this committee, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Noel M. Calvo, the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's nominee to serve on the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority Board of Directors, representing the public sector for the 1st Senatorial District. I am hopeful that all required documents have been submitted for your review, which outline his professional experiences and educational background. Mr. Calvo is a highly experienced law enforcement professional with over 21 years of dedicated service in the CNMI. His strong commitment to public service is clear through his diverse roles and impactful initiatives aimed in improving community well-being. He currently serves as a police captain in the Department of Public Safety of this pristine, beautiful island of Rhoda. His experience, credentials, and dedication to serving our great Commonwealth make him an exemplary candidate for this position. Again, Mr. Chairman Cruz and honorable members of this august body, Governor Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Mendiola have complete trust and confidence in Mr. Calvo's ability to serve on the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority Board. We are confident that he is well prepared to answer any questions you may have and share his preliminary vision for the future. Thank you, Jesus Mosi Zangiliso, for the opportunity to introduce him to this august body, Mr. Chairman.
Jesus Masia, Mr. Regis, and before I recognize the appointee, I would like to ask Ms. Tagopo to please administer the oath. Can you stand and raise your right hand?
Noel M. Calvo, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tagopo. Mr. Calvo, I know that you have submitted all required documents by this committee,
Yes, sir.
but if you have anything else that you wish to share this morning, you have the floor. But please, before you begin, state your name for the record. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. Thank you. My name is Noel Calvo. Okay. So I have a written testimony here from opening. It would be okay for me to read my testimony. Thank you. Good morning to you, Honorable Chairman Francisco Cruz, and the honorable members of the 24th Senate Committee on the Executive Appointment and the Governor Investigation. I want to acknowledge and appreciate the presence of the Honorable Madam Mayor Aubrey M. Hokuk, her Chief of Staff Dean Manglone, the Legislative Support Staff and the Legal Counsel, and everyone present here today. My name is Noel Mendiola Calvo. I humbly and I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to speak before you today as a nominee for the Board of Directors of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority. I represent the 1st Senatorial District, the island of Rhoda. I want to thank the Honorable Governor David M. Apatang and Honorable Lieutenant Governor Dennis C. Mendiola for having the faith and the confidence in my potential to serve on this board. I also want to thank the Honorable Madam Mayor Aubrey M. Hokuk for her untiring support. As a police captain with 21 years of dedicated service, I have had the privilege of serving our island in various roles, from patrolman to police operation commander. Throughout my career, I've learned effective leadership in not just about giving orders, but about listening, understanding, and empowering others. I've had the opportunity to work with incredible individuals from all walks of life. I've seen firsthand the impact that we can have when we work together towards common goals. To serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority, I believe that my skills and experience make me an ideal candidate to represent the 1st Senatorial District of Rhoda and the CNMI. My background in law enforcement has been giving me a unique understanding of the importance of public safety and community trust. I've seen how economic development and security to hand in hand, and I'm committed to ensuring that our island's growth is sustainable and beneficial to all our residents. Serving as an acting resident director for the Department of Public Safety in Rhoda, I've experienced the multiple occasions during which I testified at budget hearing and prepared the departmental annual budget reports. This experience demonstrates my ability for high-level financial planning and assessment on a macro level, and I highlight budget decisions impact both departmental performance and community well-being. These roles have taught me the importance of leadership, strategic planning, and making critical decisions under pressure. These traits are essential for guiding initiatives that promote stability and development. As a leader, I know that effective decision-making requires careful consideration of multiple perspectives even under pressure. I'll bring a practical approach to the board that will complement the more formal legal and governmental expertise of the other members, balancing security, fiscal responsibility, and economical growth. I work tirelessly to ensure that our economic incentive programs are tailored to the unique needs of Rhoda and the CNMI, and that they promote sustainable development, community resilience, and cultural sensitivity. I'm proud to have the opportunity to serve our community in the various capacities, from small business owner to law enforcement officer. I understand the challenges that our entrepreneurs face, and I'm committed to supporting them in any way I can. I believe that by working together, we can create a brighter future for Rhoda and the CNMI, where everyone has access to opportunity and resources they need to thrive. In closing, I believe that my diverse background, combined with my passion for our community, make me an ideal candidate for the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority to represent the 1st Senatorial District of Rhoda. I'm honored to be given this opportunity for your time to listen to me. I look forward to working with everyone to build a better future for Rhoda and the CNMI alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Calvo.
Thank you, sir.
And before I invite the general public to make comments, first I would like to recognize those entities that are invited to participate. First, I would like to invite the Honorable Mayor of Rhoda, Mayor R.B. Hoku. And Mayor, before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Hafaday, good morning, Honorable Chairman and members of this body. For the record, my name is Aubrey Hokuk, Mayor for the Municipality of Rhoda. And I'm here to express my strong support for the nomination excuse me, of Mr. Noel Mendiola Calvo to serve on the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority Board of Directors, representing the island of Rhoda and the 1st Senatorial District. Mr. Calvo brings a unique and comprehensive skill set that aligns perfectly with the mission of CEIA to attract investment, support small businesses, and enhance economic growth within our Commonwealth. His 21 years of distinguished service with the CNMI Department of Public Safety, where he currently serves as police captain, demonstrates exceptional leadership, strategic planning capabilities, and unwavering commitment to our community's well-being. What particularly qualifies Mr. Calvo for this position is his multifaceted understanding of Rhoda's economic landscape. Beyond his law enforcement career, he has hands-on entrepreneurial experience, having operated family businesses in both the catering and tourism sectors. This practical business acumen, combined with his experience as casino security and surveillance supervisor at the Rhoda Treasure Island Corporation, provides him with valuable insight into the operational challenges and opportunities facing local enterprises. The municipality of Rhoda faces unique economic development challenges and opportunities. We need representation on the CEIA board that understands our island's potential in tourism, small business development, and the free trade zone initiatives. Mr. Calvo's proven ability to foster partnership, engage stakeholders, and implement strategic initiatives will be invaluable in advancing Rhoda's economic interests while contributing to the broader goals of the Commonwealth. His leadership in developing policies that improve operational efficiency, his experience with budget formulation during his service as acting resident director for the Department of Public Safety, and his deep community connections position him as an ideal advocate for economic development strategies that will benefit Rhoda and the entire CNMI. I wholeheartedly endorse Mr. Noel Calvo's appointment to the CEIA Board of Directors, and I am confident that he will serve with distinction, integrity, and dedication to advancing economic prosperity for Rhoda and the Commonwealth. Thank you for your consideration of this exceptional candidate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hoku. Now I would like to invite the members of the Rhoda Municipal Council. Anyone wishes to come forward?
Good morning. Morning, Mr. Chairman and honorable members. So, would it be okay if I speak on behalf of other members also? Thank you. My name is Jonathan H. Lizama. I am the chairman for the 20th Rhoda Municipal Council. I am also here on behalf of our members, Vice Chairwoman Sandy Masca and Secretary Tilly Taimanyo. We've known Mr. Noah Calvo, for a very long time, and we've known what he's capable of doing, and he's shown that in his time during public safety, and he's as a captain. We are in full support for Mr. Calvo for his nomination with the governor and lieutenant governor nomination for CEAI. And Mr. Calvo is a very passionate individual. We know that he will work hard and commit himself and dedicate himself to this new initiative. And, we're really confident with his work, and we believe that he can make the right decisions and good work for this initiative. And Mr. Calvo he looks ready. He looks ready for this task, and I want to applaud him for taking this duty and responsibilities, extra duties for his. So with that said, on behalf of the members, we are all in favor, and we're hoping that this body would confirm and also hand him this very important task for the Commonwealth and the Rhoda, for our beautiful island of Rhoda. And that'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Any members of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority that is here? If no one from that authority, then I would like to open the floor for public comment. And again, before I allow public comment, I would like to again inform everyone that any comment that is raised that is not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained, and such comment will be removed from the record. At this time, I officially open the floor for public comment. And again, before you guys present your testimony, whether you're in support or not, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Buenas and good morning. My name is Juan Pan. I'm originally from Saipan. I know Mr. Calvo personally. I know his family. Very honorable member of the community. As a member also of the Governor's Economic Council advisor and part of the Rota Chamber of Commerce, as well as on my personal capacity, I'm here to endorse Noel Calvo. I believe that he possesses all the essential criteria, elements that would make SEDA much better. I would go even further to say that his nomination would help tremendously the island of and community of Rhoda. Mr. Chairman and honorable members, it is important that we fill the vacancies so that we have a fair and equitable representation, especially for Rhoda. I believe that when there's a vacant position, that position should be filled with the appropriate person that is knowledgeable in our community. Mr. Cabo may not have all the economic essentials, but he possess with him the know-how, common sense approach that is, in my opinion, is more necessary, that he listened as well as deliver the message adequately, profoundly, and efficiently in the deliberation of the board meeting. Mr. Chairman, I was in the 4th legislature in the House when we created the, back then it was the Economic Development Authority. It was through my committee that I worked on, and I worked on this particular bill for almost a period of 12 months. And knowing that and being part of the due process and looking at Mr. Calvo at this time, I think that he will fit into the revised SEDA law that requires a representation from the island of Rhoda. Mr. Chairman, again, I humbly ask for your support and in confirming Mr. Calvo. I think Mr. Calvo possesses all the elements that is necessary for this position. Again, I will venture to work with him, extend my knowledge of our small economy here in Rhoda. Again, I'm not saying that I know everything, but I like to say that I've been around for the last 76 years, making our Commonwealth a great place to reside. So thank you again, and I humbly ask for your endorsement and support in the confirmation hearing for Noel Calvo. Thank you. If you have any question, I'll be happy to entertain or throw a piece of paper at me.
Thank you, Mr. Guru. Still open for public comment.
Morning, Mayor. Buenas and half a day, Mr. Chairman, and honorable members, Mayor, and todos samzon ay presente pa ganogan. Welcome to beautiful Luta, Mr. Chairman and members. Guaho si Antonio Diana Gilita. It is my pleasure, Mr. Chairman, as a concerned citizen, to appear before you today in support of Mr. Noel Calvo's nomination for this important board. Very hard in memorizing the name of that economic incentive, right, Mr. Chairman? That's the name of the board? Anyways, I know Mr. Calvo for a long time, since he was a little kid, and up till now he has been a very good player in this community. He works hard for both his personal business and even as a police, from a police officer to now as a captain. And I'm pretty sure that before he was nominated, he was vetted by the executive branch and he was found to be qualified for this position. That's why he's sitting here before you guys, and I'm here to support his nomination. Mr. Chairman, as member of this community and at my age, with this color of hair, my role is to support these aggressive, intelligent, and young virgin individuals in this community to move forward our islands in the Commonwealth so they can be like Senator Calvo, Senator Manglonia, and Senator Castro, who are young, aggressive, and productive. I didn't mention you, Mr. Chairman, because I want to congratulate you for being in that position for so long, and you have allowed a lot of young and old folks in the Commonwealth to serve in government capacities as the chairman of this important committee, JGO. So with that said, Mr. Chairman, I ask for your consent to allow this gentleman to help work with you and others in the government make this Commonwealth a better place for us and the future generation. Without your consent, Mr. Chairman, he won't work with you guys, but I know that you're very sensitive to supporting these young folks here in our Commonwealth, and I'm looking forward for your immediate confirmation so he can get to work with you guys. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity, and again, welcome to Lutale. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jesus Masi. Still open for public comment.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Cruz, and members of the distinguished committee of the Senate EAGI. For the record, my name is Ivan T. Merritt Jr. I am a voter and resident of Sinapalo 1, of the 1st Senatorial 7th Precinct Luta of the village of Dulili Street. I thank the chairman and members of the committee, and I'll be remiss not to say, because I see a lot of the members of the committee with strong Dilita and Rhoda roots, I would like to say welcome home to all our senators from Rhoda. Thank you and welcome home. I stand before you and a proud supporter of the governor and lieutenant governor's appointee of Mr. Noel Mendiola Calvo for the position of the board of the CNMI Economic Initiative Authority. Mr. Chairman, a lot can be said about Mr. Calvo's experience in the police department. I too, as my current role as the Special Assistant for Homeland Security, Military, and Veteran Affairs, I work closely with Captain Noel during the onset of COVID and the recovering efforts after many historical typhoons that hit our island. I can say without a doubt that Mr. Calvo's initiative of protecting not only his troops, but the department's assets and the continuality of the troops and assets to protect our island has been superb. A lot has been said about his police work, but I would like to share you a story. Back when I was a freshman at high school, I joined a group known as the My Wave Tourism Club, and its inaugural opening had a keynote speaker, a guest speaker that came in. This guest speaker spoke at the late William Ogden's classroom, and this guest speaker was none other than Mr. Noel Calvo. At that time, imagine Captain Calvo with a little bit longer hair, tie-dye t-shirt, and speaks pretty much 2 types of language at that time, directing traffic, saying, excuse me, and "Totomate kodasai." That's Mr. Noel Calvo. Mr. Noel Calvo spoke to the group of students in my way, saying that the problem in the CNMI is that we are not unified. The problem in the CNMI is that our voice in economics spreads too far. But what is not a problem is the ability to nurture the next generation of economic entrepreneurship in the CNMI. I believe, to say this, that many of the people before me said they knew Mr. Calvo as a child. I knew him as an adult while I was the child. I am very glad now that we are now recognizing Mr. Calvo's achievement and putting him in a position where he could then open the doors for the next economic opportunity for Rhoda and the CNMI as a greater part. Although, if given the opportunity, I ask the Senate EAGI to look forward and provide these individuals like Mr. Calvo and his board members the funding and the authority he needs to carry out their duty. I've been a speaker for EAGI for the longest time. Senator Cruz knows that. I know him as the longest chairman, and I've always said this phrase that it is about time that we pass the reign of leadership to the next generation of Manhobans to take on their roles to lead the Commonwealth. And I thank the Governor, Lieutenant Governor for appointment. I thank the Mayor and the Council for their support, and I ask for due diligence in seeing that Mr. Calvo sits as Rhoda's rep. Once again, Kwahusi Ivan Merritt, I support again the confirmation of the Governor Apatang and Lieutenant Governor Mendiola's appointee of Mr. Noel Mendiola Calvo to sit at CEAI, or CEIA. Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Still open for public comment?
Good morning. No, for the record, first, no, the Honorable Chairman Cruz, welcome para luta. No, Tautau luta. Honorable Senator Calvo, Senator Donald, and Senator Manny Castro from Saipan. And I'd like to recognize Loki Kumaigenya, Honorable Mayor, Izon Mami no Rota Municipal Council, then mas especially nominee para si Noel Calvo. No, by na as short as possible sti. Inaano si David Mundo Santos, no gininhobin zo Loki lo estado pago amko. No, Mr. Chairman, mga ninababa sinintemo sa kalampariyaw ilatta za no minangay lami guys pabaysangan law put i-nominee na pinagtay si Captain Noel. Si Captain Noel Loki ginananay mafanyogo hutungo zadanggin para by who justifies di na nanako ginini kikenya ista din ng kolonya Jan inina sinyonya sempre kay timpo do gwin. Pues no si dus masi nesti na oportunidad da may faisim giza halulo pan gi corazon mizu za inay na mas dongkulo da ansun oportunidad i para o ajuda ham sa si nominee Captain Noel Calvo Hobin dan asintado. Benti dia asintado kalan dididi tigosno sa Hobin na za istagay asagwa. Pues polo ino yung banda asintado za gaygi na ngoko. Tay manwa istay honorable mayor, former congressman Tong Kirugwa, former no council member si Ivan, Jan para manata ti bunti put pa bay safe sta I tempo nay no bay gogo gi zalulong I corazon mizo za inay nay bendisyon so base mamamay la sta Thanksgiving nay za may la datanay no in advance Thanksgiving para to namjos no rabli chairman the members sta si Cynthia gi corazon mizo na antis fan di in airborne istulo in airport na ifanis di nominee si no director Calvo za ututun fan matsutsu para hami gini za luta za utungwa na man magu fam lokwi gini isla na kumo inayam yes pues por favor nayam na confirmation za in suporta hunggan para el director gi EIAC economic incentive no authority no dinansi pues dang in tamano alingnya si Mr. Wampan dang ingwa question mito no listo do babay OPM do dang ingwa ha bagon tawza pues si dos masi tadana tidadat huway tam do todos si dos masi
Jesus Marcia, Mr. Santos. Still open for public comment?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, and to the honorable members of this body. For the record, my name is Dean Reno Manglonia, and I am the Chief of Staff here for the Royal Mayor's Office. I'm here today in strong, absolute support for Mr. Noel Mendiola Calvo's nomination to the CEIA Board representing Rhoda. Noel has served our community with distinction for over 2 decades in the Department of Public Safety as a current police captain. I believe he has proven himself as a capable leader and strategic thinker. More importantly, he understands what Rhoda needs to grow economically because he has lived it. Running the family business in catering and tourism, and then managing security operations at our local casino. Now, what sets him apart is his combination of public service experience and the private sector knowledge. He knows how to work in the government system from his years of law enforcement experience and budget management, but he also knows the daily realities of operating a small business in the CNMI. This dual perspective is exactly what we need in the CEIA board to create policies that actually work for the local economy. Rhoda deserves representation that will fight for our interests and understand our unique challenges. Mr. Noel Calvo is that person, and I ask for your favorable consideration of his appointment. Being a law enforcement officer, this is off script. I know that he will remain firm, fair, and impartial with his decision making, always protecting the CNMI and the interests of the municipality of Rhoda. And I humbly ask that you expedite his confirmation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manglonia. Still open for public comment.
Good morning, Chairperson, Senator Cruz, and members of this body, staff, Honorable Mayor, morning, members of the Council, and special assistants, welcome. For the record, my name is Eusebio Manglonia, and I'm here to testify in strong support of Captain Noel Calvo. I have known the privilege of knowing Captain Calvo for nearly my entire life, and throughout that time, he has constantly demonstrated integrity, dedication, and professionalism in everything he does. Captain Calvo is a man of action, a true doer. When given a task, he approaches it with determination and ensures it is completed not only on time but often ahead of schedule. His commitment to excellence and responsibility has always set him apart as a leader. Throughout his career, Captain Calvo has risen through the ranks of the police force through hard work and competence. He is both honest and fair, qualities that are essential in this public servant and especially in a position of this leadership. For this reason, I humbly recommend and ask your favorable support and in confirming Captain Noel Calvo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Manglonia. Still open for public comment.
Buenas, Chairman, Senator Cruz, Senator Ron Calvo, Senator Donald Manglonia, Senator Manny Castro, Honorable Mayor Aubrey, Santodo si Hamzugwini, si Assistant as po. Para todos si presente pagunogan. Tipenanako una palabraso pagulaw. Upau nanaidang kulo na si Jose Masi I Gobernota as David apatang isigundo goberno as Dennis Kau Mindiola dispensa. Ne apunta as Noel Calvo dispensa zo. As Noel o tunga sinapan gun za mampos no kabiloso zan está listo ne para usogwi zangin sa kaso mga si isay na zaman mago famzo ki corazon mizo za in confirma na kandidato as Noel para usogwi zi mapuntanya ni goberno zan segundo goberno pues enoa para besangan ni upapaisen ni dangkulo na menagov mizo ki corazon mizo da kausinya in considera si Noel Calvo sa está listo que por otogui e a fama apuntanya. Si Jose Masi dan welcome para tanota luta titano mamia tanota. Pues todo tempo fan mafato magi za natuto da fanihita da si Jose Masi ne finatun mizo na na intake para hearing para si Noel. Si Jose Masi, da si Jose gatsong mizo.
Dispensa zo sa ina kusinyon mensyona inon mo.
Ay, dispensa zo lo kwe. Inaano si Angela Manglonia.
Si Jose Masi.
Si Jose Masi mas.
Still open for public comment. Good morning, honorable members of this governing body, honorable Mayor Aubrey Holcook. Buenas and Hafade. My name is Frederick Atalik Manglonia Jr., Resident Department Head for Department of Community and Cultural Affairs here in Rhoda. Honorable members, I'm here today to ask your consideration in the confirmation of the governor and lieutenant governor's appointee of Mr. Noel Calvo. A lot of our community members here have mentioned of Mr. Noel Calvo, knowing Mr. Noel Calvo over the years. I myself have that experience to share some of my experience with Mr. Noel Calvo, growing up on the same district, not too far from where he stay. Mr. Noel Calvo has always been a role model to the younger generations, and I myself had the experience from his advice and mentors, and all his doings. I mirror myself to Mr. Noel Calvo. Mr. Noel Calvo is a man of integrity, accountability. He's a respectful individual to the younger generation as well as the whole community. Not only through his professional career as a police officer and a police captain, I've known Mr. Noel also being a part of handling and helping out on their family businesses, as well as the opportunity to work under his supervision on the Nature Treasure Island Casino. Mr. Noel Calvo has always shown fairness and also is determined on his decision to better ourselves, our job, working under him on the Nature Treasure Island, and also making sure that we do abide by the policies and regulations that are handed to us. Mr. Noel Calvo also has answered the calls in serving and protecting our community for over 2 decades of his professional career. And I believe I have worked with Mr. Calvo too, not only as a police captain or as a regular police officer, but also he has held the helm for numerous times for acting resident director under the DPS. I believe through his records and his character, I am here to once again ask for your consideration, honorable members of this governing body, to consider and give
Mr. Calvo the opportunity to serve not only Rhoda but the cinema as a whole. With that, thank you once again and welcome to Rhoda.
Thank you, sir. Still open for public comment?
Good morning, members of these good body, your staff. Good morning, Honorable Mayor, the Rhoda Municipal Council. My name is, for the record, my name is Harry Mascan. I'm from the Department of Labor. I am here humbly asking for your diligent and in confirming the nominee of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor Mendiola, Mr. Noel Calvo. I believe Mr. Calvo is capable of performing the task given to him under this capacity. So I believe that if given the opportunity, Mr. Noel Calvo can uphold and deliver his full potential. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Masga. Still open for public comment?
Good morning, members, Chairman Cruz, Senator Dauno Manglonia, and Senator Ronnie Calvo. For the record, my name is Justin Songsong Manglonia. Dispensa sa Kulan Sinago, no i-reason na matuzo maugi para by endorse or suporta si i-appointment no Noel Mendiola Calvo. No seryoso, respetado, dan malauti as an individual. Is on a primary responsibility para portay tau luta dan komunidad in general. No pago para mapunta para ano jau membro ekonomiya jalan ekonomiya saipan dan siya namay. Pus dos sitona portay ito luta enteramente jan loke para sulit maugi ekonomiya para luta. No gaizo pago Rota Casino Gaming Commission members o pago ja uno hamina members loke man masusan para ben Chile maugi no ekonomiya para Islanduta. No parewa dan izun mami loki delegation giza saipan hamzo no Senator Ronnie and Senator Dono no member delegation including Mazota dan Izota Municipal Council. Pus una bena kada ST Zoko support. Again, thank you Loke no Senator Castro for coming. Ja pedia unhungog offer earlier of sangan. Usupopota in full support in nomination or appointment no Mr. Calvo para hasilek gobernota sa Nizota Lieutenant Governor. Pusena no para bay utsuma pago ja lisensya na full support si Mr. Noel Calvo gizona appointment si Jesus Mausi.
Jesus Mausia, Mr. Manglonia. Still open for public comment? I want to remind members of the public that are here in this conference room that once we close public comment, we'll never go back to public comment, so this is the opportunity. Thank you.
Morning, Chairman, Senators. Morning, Mayor. For the record, my name is Manuel Castro Atli. I am the department, I'm the resident department commissioner for defense. I'm here in support of Mr. Noel Calvo for his board appointment. I'm sorry, I really didn't know that this activity was happening today until I opened up my phone this morning prior to doing something else. I'm here to testify that Mr. Calvo is a very hardworking and trustworthy individual. I worked alongside with Mr. Calvo for how many years? So, almost 20 some years. And I can attest that he is qualified for this position that is the governor and the lieutenant governor has appointed him for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still open for public comment? Anyone else? At this time, I close public comment, and now I would like to recognize Ms. Tagabo to recognize those letters that are submitted.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Mr. Calvo, and members of the general public, in addition to the oral testimonies received today on the executive appointment of Mr. Noel M. Calvo to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority Board of Directors, please be advised of 7 additional written testimonies officially received in support of the appointee. From Honorable Tidley C. Taimaño, Secretary, 20th Rhoda Municipal Council; Claudio K. Narita, Senior Policy Advisor, Office of the Governor; Honorable Sandra M. Musca, Vice Chairwoman, 20th Rhoda Municipal Council; Honorable Dennis James D.J.C. Mendiola, Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands; Christine M. Cabrera, Resident Department Head, Department of Public Safety, Rhoda; Joshua M. Cook, Vice President, Trade Council of the Marianas; and Dwayne L. Maritita, personal testimony. At this time, no written testimony in opposition of the nominee's appointment has been received by the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Tagabo. At this time, I'd like to recognize the members of this committee to raise question or concern. And first, I would like to recognize Senator Calvo.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz. And thank you to all our honoraries. Our public comments and testimonies, all those who we have just witnessed this morning. That's, a very productive and powerful testimony by a lot of prestigious community members and family members alike. I'd like to go ahead and commend our Honorable Governor David Apateng and our Lieutenant Governor Dennis Mendiola for the municipality nomination for Mr. Noel Mendiola Calvo. On behalf of meeting the requirements, first and foremost, in regards to your resume, it speaks for itself. 20 plus years, 2 decades overall in serving the community of Rhoda in regards to public safety, the testimony of inspiring the youth. We have, and I like to take footnotes, you personally, as, knowing you as, aside from the fact as a family member, as a father, and how you go out doing your daily duties, your professionalism, there's just so much that was shared that is, justifies the means and in best representation
especially now in this economic situation that we're in. We're all trying on the survival mode, all trying to, make ends meet. Knowing you do have a criminal justice background, it says the skills, you're great at communication. I was looking over some of the explicit things as far as your professionalism in the job force. We need personnel and a representative that is, ready for emergency situations, ready to make critical decisions, overlook policies, teamwork. I overheard, critical thinker, time management, your leadership, empowering others, very important. Listening, one of the important skills, because we have a dynamic when we do these hearings and testimonies. We have one from, our municipality, which is law enforcement. The wonderful thing about you, Mr. Calvo, that I know of is a small business owner. I've seen it as both of us traditionally have come across each other's paths in regards to small business and what it takes to create that foundation in, creating economic stability and moving forward economically. The casino testimony of securing, certain places and so forth. I'd like to thank our honorable mayor, our municipality. We have an overwhelming amount of written testimonies and personal testimonies. We have also the Lieutenant Governor Dennis James Mendiola's testimony. Thank you to Joshua Cook for his Trade Council of Marianas. These are credible testimonies. Former colleague, DPS, now DFEM's Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Manny Atalik. Just want to say Clyde Norita is a long time professional colleague, now the Senior Policy Advisor. Sandra Mosca, Jonathan Tilly. Did I mention Dwayne? I just want to recite some of these. Especially Juan Pan, who's, handling the Rhoda, the Business Council. I can't think of there's so many acronyms. We have Rhoda CDA, former CDA, 70 years, the initial policy that puts you in this position. Mr. Juan Pan, Antonio Quiriguar, former congressman who has known you very well, sharing the aggressiveness, the intelligence, productivity. Mr. Ivan Merib testifying when he was a child, the mentorship you have provided. These are valued interests that we need as a well-rounded individual in nomination. Mr. David Santos, in collaboration. Dean Manglonia, Chief of Staff for the Mayor, sharing some of the private-public partnerships, that you are firm, fact, and impartial. I've seen it on both professional and how you do your deeds in the community. Mr. Eusebio Mendiola, thank you for your testimony. He is an accepted leader. You both in the law enforcement, profession. So thank you, Senora Angela Manglonia, who's also has taken care of a lot of family members. Thank you for your testimony. Mr. Director now, DCCA Director Frederick Atalik Manglonia, who shares, when this is way back. So you're getting testimonies when they were at youth and what you have instilled in them and made them just as great leaders. Mr. Harry Mosca, Department of Labor, Justin Manglonia, Senior Justin Manglonia, that deals with the Rhoda Gaming Commission, and so forth. Did I miss anybody else? Chairman, there's quite a few. So out of all due respect, we honorably consider all the testimonies that are in place. We look forward to the deliberation that we get someone immediate, because we need you as a representative for our Commonwealth and the voice for the incentive economic incentive board member, as a board member, incentive authority. So thank you so much for all the testimonies, the written testimonies, and true, it speaks of your nomination, your credibility, and in this profession, in this capacity to serve. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Noel.
Thank you, Senator Calvo. Now I would like to recognize Floor Leader Donald Manglona.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, Captain Calvo. Congratulations on your nomination to this Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority. I think this is one of the most, if not the most, comments that we receive, both written and oral, for any one nominee, and so that just speaks volumes to the type of individual you are and the role that you will play if confirmed to this board. There's really no baseline to go off of in terms of assessing what can you do differently, or how do we want to see the board operate in the future, because if you're confirmed, this board has been dormant for years, and so you will be coming in as part of the body that begins or formulates the regulations and the policies of how the board will be governed, as well as how the operations will be. And so I guess I'll just kind of base my questions off of that, and ask my first question of maybe what or how do you see yourself coming into this board if confirmed? Where do you, or what are your goals or objectives once confirmed, when you first meet as a board with your counterparts from Tinian and Saipan?
Okay, thank you. That's a good question, sir. My vision for serving on the SEA board is to really responsible stewardship. I see the opportunity for, promote transparency with all the Commonwealth, right? I know this is the beginning has been rooted back from past 25 years where free trade zone was first enacted, but it was not really, it is not, it did not move forward until now, where it just, from free trade zones, it was changed to Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority, which is creating in the district. My vision here, because not only that I've worked as a law enforcement, and you've heard testimony of people saying, oh, my leadership skills and my venture into the law enforcement field to assist in the community's safe, and well-being. But I have fair share of being involved in businesses, small business with my parents and stuff like that. And I have fair share with my own brother. We've created a small business entrepreneurs ourselves. We see that the Commonwealth itself, not only to speak on Rhoda and Tinian, we're talking about the whole Commonwealth here. We're all suffering, right? And businesses come in and go out, So the problem is why is that happening? Why is that when we created a business, instead of the business sustaining itself to see itself further forward in the future, a little bump in the road, they close down and they leave. So the way I see it, the way I envision this, if I were to get confirmed, I will work hard tirelessly with the confirmed board members to try and create a foundation, build a foundation for this new enacted SEA board, to create for future sustainability of businesses, to assist and give them good incentive, to see them move forward rather than closing down businesses, right? And that's the issue here, because we had fair share of opening, we did great, and then because of tourists tourists are not coming in, we have to shut down. But the way I see things is tourists is not only the sole income for this economy, right? We cannot just say we need tourists in order for us to boom the economy, right? The economy is within our people. Can our people be the tourist itself? So those are the things that we need to look into, the aspects of businesses, just not only focus on the outside tourists coming in, but we'll focus on the people that are in here, right? People go online, shop online. All those incomes that we have, that we build in here, goes out somewhere else. Why can't we build that in here? Why didn't we create the businesses within ourselves and have our people become our tourists, right? So right now we're just in a learning process with this. It's a new thing, and as we go forward, we work together with all the board members to see how we can create a policy to help business move forward and stay longer, so to open more job opportunities for our people, rather than saying, I can't handle it anymore, I need to pack up and leave. Our people is our economy. If people start leaving, we're losing economy. So how do we sustain them? We got to create something where we create the business to help them, assist them with everything they need for them to prosper, so that they can open more opportunities for our people rather than them leaving. That's how I envision the way I see how things are. There are more, but
Thank you for sharing that, and you brought up a ton of great points. I think also part of the role of CIA is to work closely with CEDA, the autonomous agency CEDA, to market the CNMI to investors.
Yes.
You know, you've brought up a great point about tourism not being our only economic driver, but also maybe investment into the CNMI from these, you know, large corporations. But I guess working with CEDA in a sense where you put a package together to present to any companies out there that are willing to invest in the CNMI and offer and show what are some of the incentives in investing in the CNMI. And so I think part of the CIA is to complement CEDA in that sense, but also know that CIA has the authority to issue licenses for these free trade zones. And so one thing that I hope, if you're confirmed, is that you take every opportunity to attend these board meetings. There's only one big issue that I see with the current statute that created CIA, and that is it's a nine-member board. There's only one representative from Rota, one from Tinian, I think 2 from Saipan, and then the rest are all businesses. It could be all from Saipan. But while we are in the process of filling these vacancies, hopefully you, along with the mayor and other public sector representatives, can submit additional names to the governor for appointment to the board, so that you can also work with that individual, whether they be an extra seat from Rhoda and an extra seat from Tinian, so that you have more input into a lot of these policies and regulations. I do have an amendment to the statute that would also allow for additional members for Rhoda and Tinian and Saipan, so that it's not, you know, because the quorum is only 5, if the 5 from Saipan is ready to meet, they can always exclude Rhoda or Tinian, right? And so I hope that if confirmed, that you work with the mayor to identify at least maybe 1 or 2 more individuals that could assist you in part of this process of formulating these rules and regulations to in order for the board to fully operate and to fully be able to perform its duties as it's stipulated in the statute. I think, you know, based off of all the comments that we received from the community, I'm more than confident in your ability to serve on this board, despite your vast experience in law enforcement. You know, part of your duty is going around the community, right, and assessing the community. And so not just for the safety of our public, but also you get to see what are some of the challenges or some of the struggles that our people are facing and how we can support that. And so I think that you are the man for the job. And so with that, like I said, if I may recommend one thing, is as you come together to meet as a board, try to identify someone else from Rhoda to help assist you with that process and getting, you know, suggesting more of what we as Rhoda can do to help support CAA as a whole, as a Commonwealth. And so that was all I have for now. Like I said, you know, all these comments that we received is, you know, one of the most comments that we received, both orally, verbal and written comments. And so again, I congratulate you on your appointment, and I wish you all the best. You, Chairman.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Now I recognize Senator Manny Castro.
Thank you, Captain, and thank you to the members of the community that gave public testimony. You know, some of your comments actually gave me a flashback, and just excuse me if I got a little emotional, but I was raised by my grandma, Rosa Atelic Mundo. So a lot of the memories I have of Rhoda was very different than what I'm seeing today. When I would come with my grandma in the 90s, both airplanes will be full, both PIA and Freedom Air. And these are bigger planes. The restaurant at the top of the airport, you know, was really nice. It's a really nice, I think that restaurant, they converted to a office space. And, you know, these are the things about government that we also have to really look at. You know, the beauty, the customer experience when someone's coming into Rhoda and they're able to relax upstairs at a restaurant or snack bar and see the airplanes. Same thing in Saipan. There was a restaurant on the second floor, and you're waiting, while you're waiting for your flight, you're comfortable. You go to Saipan now, and you see the tourists just sitting on like plywood or something on the side, or they cannot fit. So we're not keeping the customer experience in mind. My advice to you is don't be intimidated, because when you get into this board, you're gonna be surrounded by mostly business people. You're gonna be surrounded by tax people, but they're not gonna have the same mindset that you would have. You know the struggle. You're a law enforcement person, right? So law enforcement, look deep into the law that created this authority, and make sure that you're keeping everybody in check. A lot of the bills that I introduced, although I am a senator and was a congressman from Saipan, it actually had the whole CNMI in mind. And I'm gonna read some of these bills so that as a member of this board, you can think how everything relates to the economy. To reduce startup costs for small businesses. Right now, there's so much bureaucracy in getting started for even something like a LLC. There's an annual fee and penalties, and we made the permitting process bigger. Every agency you go to, you have to pay for a permit. So for some business, they haven't even made $1 yet, but they already spent $3,000 to the government. And that's not how we're supposed to be running our thing. So that bill, although I introduced it in the House, it got recycled, and I believe another member of Congress is working on getting it passed. It's now in the Senate. To advance Chamorro Carolinian language education in the CNMI. Our dictionary, our Chamorro dictionary, the author is from Rhoda. Our language, a lot of it is still intact, and it's deep in Rhoda. This is also an opportunity to create programs here, whether it's through NMC or the Language Commission, to encourage cultural tourism from Guam and Saipan, right? Domestic tourism. to authorize CNMI DOC to pay inmates. Why would we pay inmates? We have to focus on what we can control and what we cannot control. The federal government took away our immigration and labor. We have to pay very high prevailing wage. We have a small island economy. We cannot afford to be paying people California prices when our economy is small, and bring that to Rhoda, it's even smaller. So the whole concept of authorizing DOC to pay inmates, you can now pay $1 or less an hour, authorized by the federal government if it was law in the CNMI, right? So if every day you see the drug problem getting big, not just in Saipan, but in Tinian, in Rhoda, there's a drug problem, and people get arrested, right? Some of that is purse snatching. They steal from tourists. They steal their phones. They steal their purse. The tourists write it on the blogs online, and now the world knows that don't come to the CNMI because they're stealers, right? It's dangerous. It's not safe. And that small crime has a big effect on our economy. So we have to think beyond, we have to dive deep. As a law enforcement, someone with that many years, it's all about the evidence. If you have no evidence, you have no case. And the thing just keeps going back and forth. So it's very expensive to build a house, and it's very unfortunate because our minimum, the median household income is still around $20,000, but the cost to build a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom went from $60,000, like in the 90s, to now $250,000. In Rhoda, it might be $300,000, right? So inmate salary bill, like that's a way to focus on what we can control. If DOC partnered with construction companies, they can tap into 20 inmates. Construction, 30 to 50% of construction costs is labor. So if you can train the inmates, which they're already doing right now, but it's not expanded, right? Some of those inmates, they do better jobs than the contractors, and they save the government a lot of money. The 99-year lease, it was very controversial, but why did I decide to recycle Senator Poe's bill? It's not a new idea. Senator Poe actually introduced that a while back. Is because 55 years is really too short for a business, especially a big business. Hotels or conglomerates. 55 years is kind of, especially nowadays, to recoup your investment. So by the time 20 years into the hotel, once the economy is like not doing so well, either the banks, or if it's a private equity hotel, they don't want to fund more money to invest. And meanwhile, competition is high. You have places like Thailand, Philippines, where labor is cheap and workforce, right? So yes, I like your statement about diversifying our economy. There's a lot. When I look at Rhoda, there's potential. One of the first bills I introduced in the House was a digital economy advancement. And in fact, Rhoda would be the most, and Tinian would be the most to benefit, because the local laws in Rhoda and Tinian already have the structure, right? You have a lot of buildings in the village that can be office space for people that want to file their taxes here, or headquarter here, sell securities here. So in an economy, we have to think economy is based on imports and exports. The more we reduce our imports, support the farmers, give them incentives, then we don't have to, that money stays here. And once we master reducing our imports, we focus on exports. What can we export from Rhoda, right? My grandpa on my mom's side used to be the president of UMDA. They used to export a lot of coconuts to Japan. But the problem is when the ship went to Japan, it comes back empty. But what's happening in the national government with all the tariffs, we have to ride that wave right now. Because that's bringing investors to the CNMI. And if we're not ready, that wave is gonna go back down, right? So support them to build their manufacturing or whatever that's not gonna take away from the environment, but that's gonna complement, right? I'm sorry, a little emotional because there's so much opportunity. It's right in front of our face, but we have to work. And my biggest advice again to you is don't be intimidated. When you're in a room full of people that sometimes it's a colonial kind of thing, you feel like you're not equal, but they will never understand what you understand. They will never understand your struggle. So as someone that's done business from the small side and also enforced laws and has been here, stand your ground and continue to fight, because it's there's just so much opportunity that we can do. But if we keep on thinking about all the negative stuff, we're never gonna get to the future. So sorry, I kind of got a little in depth. Thank you again, and we look forward to your confirmation, or at least, sorry, I'm already speaking for everyone. Chair, you.
Thank you, Senator Castro. Anyone else? Okay, thank you, members, and thank you, Mr. Calvo. You speak tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Ngan, sir.
Tapan pinit tomorrow didi ano sa natuluta ma.
Malka.
Okay, actually na ti mama may sinjo question ko muna boy. Inaman ni blo po di mampusistik kwediko na posisyon. I hope the members understand what I'm saying, but they will translate through the transcriber if they need help. Lo para residente luta na so makomprende no didi no manom ko. After mentioned earlier, usually the papasing question is the nebusa volunteer basis lo gi position mo na as a police captain. The very kid no mampus ko card is the polisiya na departamento para petition no ipubliko na za pabifation no utungan na kayo gi manager sa acting resident department head no.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Ginin.
Okay, so ofa pagu zomu status
Police captain.
Police captain lo agu operation no operation.
Assistant police chief.
Agu mahando operation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ga segundo mo ang sa kaso no tumaygyo ni paron service ti.
Okay.
Okay, ano ang malago ba biket tungo sa mga na tazudoji otro na manera za tazazama ki primary no izomo primary no obligasyon na ni para puti publikon luta para izo niya safety no sa na tsotso pagay mapunta ti mapapasyo solo durante ni zomo irregular na working hours na meeting i department na mapapasyo taza zangin mono beyond ni uramo na no job enti ni sama pasyo ni ji gai line ni 35 I believe $35 no kada meeting za sempi pinat kalan bumalin tataro voluntary basis ti mapapasyo no ni offer taza extra overtime sempi gin molika pa mo okay so za na ina tsotso ay ti so tunga na proma incentify no ji linga incentive no authority guasya otro na departamento tamano pa mention na si floor leader no senador luta na ni polisi Commonwealth Economic Development Authority stabilize na no Commonwealth Development Authority pesma tolay ka zaman na economic sa putban ni ekonomiya no sempi ti incentive authority ano ti man matututsam so amza na maisa Sempre require na debido reach out I order siya no related no department ne.
Okay.
Pufang collaborate. Cosa che sinya ma may choose na autoridad sa un dinancha dimension na gimagay no Commonwealth no free trade zone authority no. Za Tapanan over 20 years niti ma tauza man mapunta nini pro ma ajudaji ekonomia za istige pauko na autoridad I pen ajudaji ekonomia za required sina in which loki gisi say hotel association EMV zan amensiona si senator Castro por no law no niya man introduce tu siya the require na amzo loki atan I presenti siya na lai kugwa siya gilay man na affecta na siya I businesses zan gensinya ta menda o sino umatulay ka no kumutiu po na affecta majoria I finansi gobernamento ne sa sempe gwali ko konso po atan no ko molik pati molik ne za mga na tafiyo na molik lo afekta mo si ekonomiya ta jina dongkulus ti na responsibilidad istina autoridad I Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority sa ti pron modo beda I businesses ne ji dinancha ji finomo earlier nila mo na paraun mata ni businesses ni mga no po sige man malago sa ami loki nata ne ji I tauto ne ji no committed ne na profa na juda cosa que ami loki man na judam sa man anoya mi constitution para ben chegi sina klasion so ne pa ben compromise tauto za pa ben na make sure na dinadan siya decision mommy sa by the end of the day ne jangin if the authority doesn't do their job ne they blame on us zigan na pisisuste I pabin ina kabali si yaji mapunta za pabin na make sure na comprende zan akumit ge profa na juda rather than just having the position no za all the time as you know faisino ko to in affecta departamento ng polisiya jangin sa koso maogano proga no board meeting ne ni po madiskuti puresti na autoridad za obligasyon no ko como chairman ne na make sure na mandinadan siya istina komite ya je no ma-confirm no za udisesya na izomo representa tanuluta lo loki kunto interventi maranas no za atan hapa luta tamana si sento costa mensiona hapa luta anisita poina judoji I presenti siya na business zan para un attract kalung mas business no
Okay.
sa utunga na mampus ji tikiki tanu remote ne za bula problemata probleman bat konairi no probleman si siya I charges no da luta mas galong todi tres na todi si mas gwagwan toda ni gwagwan bat konairi pasunoi efektus siya gitenda ne elektrisidad no lekona parewa no zan the one charges sa elektrisidad ne sa uang kamu ma flow I hope na ti diferensya sa debido pareho todo ne giban dynasty si usilo ezige na precisus na itauto debido de vote sa comedian na pro accepta cosa que mo representa luta ti manlatsi sti na komite zan pabinas make sure na itotoluta man satisfecho ni Ojima punta zan ma-confirm ne because I hope na will not hamper the operation the Department of Public Safety with this additional huge responsibility. Don't close this up. You have to reach out all those departments that I mentioned earlier to collaborate with them to make sure that everyone or each area no on one page na moving forward to see how we can do with our business community to to continue to do business in the Commonwealth. If we're not business friendly, believe me, even though you have the million dollars investment, you will not attract the business community to stay and continue doing business in the Commonwealth if we don't have that mentality and business friendly. Jina liku atan look into those regulatory agencies. I've been here almost 16 years and I've been hearing all the time new investors that have the desire to do business in Rhoda or in Tinian and even in Saipan. But because of the low services and the runarounds and so forth,
Yes.
you know, rich people, they don't have time to waste time. For them, time is money. So they adopt and we have to adopt that kind of mentality and see, because we need them to come in. For them, they can go elsewhere and do business and make more money rather than spending money here, and we're not helping them to, you know, to follow. To help them with our ISOTA regulations. So there's federal inside that we cannot violate, no federal authority, but that's why there is a federal, so we can try and mitigate whatever for the best of our economic growth.
Okay.
So that's all I have for today, and I hope that it would, like I said, it will not hamper the operation of the public safety, because safety is most important than anything other than that, no? The safety of the people of the community of Rhoda. Members, anyone else wishes to for the last round? I can recognize Senator Castro.
Chairman, I think I already lost my train of thought, but you know, I'll when it comes back, I'll on the next maybe open. No. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you for volunteering for this very high stress position. And but just know, oh here, thank you. You came back. Like Senator Cruz mentioned, there's a lot of process over the time. You know, our laws, they keep adding, amending and amending and amending. So now something that was simple, like our Manomkus, our former legislators, they made the law simple, but over the years, the money looked good, so we keep on adding all these, making all these amendments. So there's even one law where business license is per location, right? And they did that. So now even if you have a business in the village, you cannot conduct business in Sinapalo. So like in Saipan, even if you have a fish mart, mobile trailer, if you're selling in Susupi, you cannot sell in Garapan based on the existing law, right? And they did that. It's like, okay, the more business license we have, the more revenue we're gonna get in our department. That's not the way to think. We should think it's like minimize the business license process so that, you know, that one business doesn't need to keep coming back and flood your office. So we can focus on the BGR, right? The more sales they make, the better it's gonna be. So in your role as the, with this new Economic Incentive Authority, whatever zone in the CNMI, whether it's Rhoda or Saipan, whatever zone that is decided to zone this area as a free trade zone, make it plug and play. Meaning, you know, let's say down there in the village, you have some buildings that are empty. Have building code come in already and inspect everything and make sure it's ready to go. So that when you have investors, all they need to do is just fill out the paperwork for the business license. No other permitting is needed. Plug and play. And that's how you make investors wanna come in. You make it easy. So thank you for your time.
Recognize. Thank you. Senator Castro, recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Chairman. Captain Calvo, have you had the opportunity to review Chapter 14 of the Commonwealth Code?
I'm sorry, sir, I did not have the time to review that.
Okay.
As recently I was just had a little family urgency that we just took care of. And
Thank you. I understand. So may I suggest that you take the time to go over Chapter 14 of the Commonwealth Code, which kind of lists all the general provisions of the free trade zones, and then that's Article 1, and Article 2 is what how the Commonwealth Economic Incentive Authority is established and what are the duties and powers of the board. But I just want to bring to your attention the free trade zones portion of it. It does say that Rhoda and Tinian should get, I think, 30 hectares of public land in consultation with the mayors and stuff like that. So there's a lot of public land portions in there, and I know that the mayor in the past has had difficulty in trying to get public lands assigned to the district or to the municipality. And so part of that process is using some of these lands as the economic or the free trade zone. So I highly suggest that you take the time to review that portion also, so that you can also work with DPL in identifying lands that could be used as free trade zones, provided that they don't conflict with any other purpose, public purpose, or educational purpose and such. And I think that in identifying these properties, while we don't have any zoning here in Rhoda, I think it's important to also plan for and assess the type of activities that will be going on in these properties to ensure that we have the infrastructure that is needed. I know there's been this battle with the roads, but we also have to keep in mind the sewage and the power, and so I guess just if there are any issues during the promulgation of these rules and regs that you may see that has a conflict with a lot of the provisions that is set forth in Chapter 14, feel free to let any of your delegation members know so that we can try to amend the statute. Like I said, this has been dormant for a couple of years, and so we don't know what challenges we may come across, and challenges that may hinder you as a board to carry out your duties. And so I hope that those are some of the stuff that we get to hear and see from you as you move forward and working with the other board members.
yes,
Thank you.
also, that's one of my goals is once if I ever get appointed and confirmed is to meet with the mayor and identify location on Rhoda which she would see potential for district when it comes to that.
Okay. Thank you. Are you, Chairman?
Thank you, Floor Leader. Recognize Senator Castro.
We just want to give credit to the author of the bill, the original Free Trade Zone Act of 2000, Lieutenant Governor Diego Benavente, and also Senator Carina for renaming it the Incentive Authority. But should you become nominated, become a confirmed, I do recommend that you read the original legislation so that you can know what's the scope and what were the challenges during that time, because a lot of those challenges in the written in the findings and purpose, it's still relevant today. So if we understand what were they thinking back then, it can also guide us to prevent this kind of problem that we're experiencing now. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Castro. At this time, all public comments are taken. Let the record reflect that all written testimonies will be included in the Senate Standing Committee recommendation report along with oral testimonies and will be forwarded before the full Senate members in consideration for confirmation. At this time, before we adjourn, I would like to extend, on behalf of the members of this standing committee, our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Governor David M. Apateng and Lieutenant Dennis C. Mendola's representative, Mr. John Paul Regis, the appointee, Mr. Noel M. Calvo, and most especially the members of the general public for your participation and involvement during this important public hearing process. And we certainly hope that we continue this dialogue of communication between us, the elected officials, and the public to keep you abreast and informed of our current and future Senate hearings ahead that relates to public best interest. This concludes this public hearing for today. Do I hear a motion for adjournment? There's a motion for adjournment and was seconded. All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed say nay. This public hearing is now adjourned. Also, I would like to express our gratitude and congratulations for Mayor Aubrey Hokuk and the people of Rhoda for allowing us to utilize the Mayor's Office Conference Hall. This is Marcy.